So lupus is what we will call a chronic systemic autoimmune condition. We say chronic because it is a long-term condition. As an autoimmune condition means the immune system is attacking itself, so self and then the immune system. The difference is we have localized type of autoimmune diseases and we have multi-systemic type of autoimmune diseases, meaning that it can affect various organs. And lupus is one of the multi-systemic autoimmune diseases. People can present with skin lesions, they can present with hair loss, they can present with eye involvement, they can present with chest pain from heart or lung involvement, they can have kidney involvement, so it's multi-system.
My name is Vanessa. I'm 28 years old. I am living with systemic lupus erythematosus, the general body type. So I think somewhere in senior high, I started getting rashes and my hair falling out sometimes in patches. I was getting fatigued really easily. I was back and forth in the hospital a few times until I think second year in the university. Then a few more targeted tests were done and then the diagnosis was found out.
March last year, I had an accident and I started showing symptoms. Swollen legs, swollen arms, pain all over. Roamed a couple of hospitals with wrong diagnosis. Then eventually I ended up at Kolebu, but then I was diagnosed, yeah.
I live a very normal life. I go to school, I attend group studies, I have fun. I take care of my mom at home. No one sees me as different. I mean, if I didn't tell you now, you wouldn't know.
On a normal day, some people find it difficult to accept that they have the condition.
There's no need to pity me because I have lupus. In as much as, yes, it affects your quality of life at times, and it does affect the way you live every day and the decisions you make, I do not think it means that I deserve pity. In any case, you can support me somehow, like probably help me in some daily activities and all of that, but don't pity me. There's no need for that.
Lupus has changed me in a lot of ways. I'm now more understanding. So when I see someone in a certain condition, I'm very slow to pass judgments. Prior to that, I just thought life was life. I mean, it will be very easy for me to call someone lazy because they wouldn't work or deliver at the rate at which I wanted. But now, with lupus, I understand that not everybody is lazy. Some people are dealing with things that they may not have it written on their foreheads, but they are dealing with stuff, and then because of that, they are unable to move at the pace that I want them to. So I'm a bit more sympathetic on people and all of that.
So lupus has changed me as a person. Now I value health and life more. I am able to adopt healthier lifestyle practices in terms of my diet. I mean, all these anti-inflammatory foods, turmeric, veggies have become part of my life now. I'm able to work thinking of how much time I have because I don't always have energy to do the things that I need to do. So now I plan ahead. I'm able to prioritize what demands more energy and what doesn't. Finally, I think I've become closer to God in terms of my faith and because I look to Him for strength.
So Lupus Awareness Month this year is not the same around the world. So we are talking about the Rheumatology Initiative Ghana, and under its subgroup GLOW, the Global Lupus Outstanding Warriors. So every year they choose a team for their Lupus Awareness Month. And this year's theme is Lupus, the disease with 1,000 faces. I think it's a very apt team that has been chosen by the leaders because that is one of the things that impacts the disease in a lot of ways. First of all, because the disease has 1,000 faces, it can present in myriad of ways. And so if you do not have, as a health professional, the index of suspicion, looking out for these, you may miss the diagnosis easily. And that's what makes it difficult for people to diagnose lupus, because somebody may come with skin involvement, somebody may come with kidney involvement, somebody may come with lung involvement. A lot of times we tend to focus on the external, the skin, forgetting that the internal organs are more critical. And something like the brain, where people even have mental health issues, those are not even visible at all, even in the context of the healthcare professional. And so it's easy to forget that apart from what you can see physically, internally, there's a lot more going on. And that's very critical for us to remember and manage.
It's important to spread awareness about lupus because, I mean, initially, before I was diagnosed, it looked like a whole lot of things. There were times when I was being given antifungal medication, worm medication. I mean, it was thought to be a whole lot of things. It presents as a whole lot of symptoms and can be misdiagnosed often. But what happens is, without the proper treatment, most people eventually get like major organ damage, which leads to death. So raising awareness would help save a lot of lives, and then would, I mean, encourage the development of drugs that could potentially cure the condition.
Because the disease has 1,000 faces, I think it's very important for patients to remember that. People go on the internet and think that, oh, I've heard about somebody having lupus, and so what happened to the person is the same thing that happens to me. No two patients are the same. What someone has, even if someone has a skin problem, the antibodies that you have is different from what the next person has. So your prognosis is not the same as a person. But people go on the internet, read things, and then they scare themselves. But that's what I want to emphasize, that it has 1,000 faces. No two patients are alike.
So my final words to anyone watching this video would be that lupus is something that you should be concerned about. Help to create awareness in the month of May and also beyond. And also to the person who has been diagnosed for the very first time, as you can see, I'm fine and well now, so don't lose hope. Know that you are not in this alone, and that diagnosis is half of the problem solved, because now we know exactly what's wrong with you, and we'll be able to fight this together.